Hey, it's Dr. Robert Love. This is the ADHD training on how you can help your child manage their ADHD symptoms with no additional medication. The problem with medication is that it's a Band-Aid. It'll help your child sit still in class today, but doesn't help your child in the long term. And if they ever want to get off medication, it's not helpful to them. So everything I'm going to show you today, these are lifelong skills and tools that you, your child, and your family will have, whether or not you choose to take medication for ADHD. Sound good? You excited for the training? And if you're just joining us, welcome. This is the ADHD training we are going to do. My name is Dr. Robert Love, and I'm the ADHD expert, and I'm so excited to have you here. Excellent. If you're just joining us, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. You all ready to get started? Excellent. So there's about 187 of you on the line right now. This is great, and more of you keep coming in. Hey, welcome, Jessica. Welcome, Amy. This is so wonderful. So if you are here with me live, would you please write in the comment box that you have, I can see you and hear you. Excellent. All right, sounds like I'm coming in clearly. Terrific. Are you ready to get started? Okay, let's go. So hey, if you're just joining us, this is the webinar, my weird little trick that allows you to control your child's ADHD behavior without any headache, hassle, or back talk. Big promise, I know, and I promise I'm going to over-deliver for you here. My name is Dr. Robert Love, and I am the ADHD expert. I have grown up with ADHD my whole life, and I'm excited to share with you some of the most powerful things that I learned about it and how to manage ADHD and what you can do to help your child. So, I have a surprise for you. I have a very special gift for you. When you stay on this training all the way until the end, I am going to give you the 4 magic words that immediately end back talk. So when you stay on this train, to the very end, I'm going to teach you the 4 magic words that immediately end back talk. Does that sound good? So you definitely want to stick on the training to get that. I'd like to start off with a quote from Jackie Kennedy, former First Lady. If you mess up raising your kids, I don't think anything else really matters. That's from Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. It's pretty powerful, isn't it? So if you don't do a good job raising your kids, what else really matters? My intention with this training is to give you everything you need to help your child with ADHD succeed, both in and out of the classroom. Does that sound good? So once again, I'm your host, Dr. Robert Love, and I have ADHD. So when I talk about ADHD, I want you to know that I have firsthand experience with all of this. I've suffered and struggled with ADHD, and I'm here because I want to make sure that you and your family don't suffer the way I did. You don't have to suffer like this anymore. I've figured out a bunch of this stuff, and I'm going to share it with you on this training. So, who is this training for? Do any of these sound like you? I want my kid to do well in school, but I don't know where to start. My kid is out of control, but I don't want to put them on medication. I'm exhausted, tired, and worried about my kid's future, and I just don't know what to do. If any of these sound like you, you are in the right place. And if you have been struggling with the challenges of ADHD, either you have it or your child has it, or both, then you are definitely in the right place. Okay, are y'all excited for this? You ready for the training? So before we go any further, I want to get clear with you exactly what you can expect from me during our time together. In my experience, we get the most out of something when we know in advance what it is that we want to get out of it. And so we're going to do a little exercise right now that's going to help you get the most out of this training possible. So let me ask you a question. If you could wave a magic wand and create anything you wanted to, what would your ideal family look like, specifically regarding ADHD? So for example, it might be that when your kid with ADHD comes home, they immediately go to their room and do their homework, and then they come down and put away the dishes. Something like that. It might be that you're no longer getting phone calls from the principal every day telling you how your kid's been acting up and how they're a troublemaker. It may be that your child's well behaved at home and they aren't fighting with their siblings. Whatever is true for you, write down what your ideal life would look like regarding your family, it's specifically with regard to ADHD or something that ADHD is affecting. All right, so take 10, 20 seconds right now. Just write whatever you got. And so once you've done that, I want you to, for those of you who are here live with me, I want you to write in the comment box a concise sentence about what it is that you want. And if it's all right with you, I'm going to read your answers so that way everyone can kind of see where others are. Okay, so Jenny, no more calls from the principal about bad behavior at school. I get it, Jenny. Rachel, you want peaceful family dinners. Yeah. Angela, good grades. Karen does homework without me asking. Jackie, a clean room. Mary does chores without complaining. Sarah, less stress, more love. Sounds good, Sarah. Jessica, homework done early, and so I can have quiet time with my husband. Yeah, Jessica, now you're getting real specific. That's great. Samantha, husband puts kids to bed one night a week, and I enjoy a bubble bath and a book all by myself. Amen. How about adding some candles to that? That sounds great. So, thank you for sharing that. So now, once you're clear about where it is that you want to go, what it is that you want, we can help create that together on our training today. Does that sound good? Now, before we go any farther, I just want to acknowledge some people. So I'm so grateful that I have such wonderful, loving parents. I was really a handful growing up, and you'll hear a little bit about that later. My parents were just wonderful, and this is them. They recently celebrated. My dad just turned 70. My mother recently turned 65. Don't they look cute? They're just wonderful. So I'm so grateful to have such a loving family and such wonderful parents. And I'm so grateful that they gave me the resources and the opportunities that I needed that allowed me to learn how to succeed with ADHD. And so I'm so grateful to my parents for their love and support and providing me the space and the resources I needed to explore my ADHD and to discover my natural gifts. And perhaps the biggest thing that they've given me is that I love what I do. I'm so passionate about helping others with ADHD. And because of the love and support of my parents, I was able to find my career, find my passion, find my purpose. And so here I am talking to you, helping you with your struggles with ADHD. And so I'm so grateful to them that they allowed me this opportunity, and now I absolutely love what I do. And I know this is what you want for your child. Every parent wants their kid to love what they do, and I absolutely love what I do, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm grateful I get to work with great families like you and help end your suffering and struggling with ADHD. So before we move forward, I need to get a promise from you. I'm about to teach you some really powerful stuff. I'm going to show you some extremely powerful techniques, and so I want you to promise me that you're not going to use for evil, okay? If you're live with me, write that in the comment box, I promise. And if you're watching this recording, please say out loud, I promise not to use this for evil. Okay, thank you. All right, so first, a few results disclaimers. I'm going to go through this really quickly. I'm not going to show you any magic where you're just able to snap your fingers and your child's a perfect angel. So I'm not promising that. Don't expect that. Number two, I am not a medical doctor. I have a PhD in psychology. So I'm not giving you medical advice, nor am I giving you financial advice. So talk to your doctor before making any changes to your child's medication, diet, or exercise regimen, okay? So who is this for? If you have children with ADHD, if you or your partner have ADHD, this is for you. This is not for you if you do not have children, if you don't have ADHD, if you're looking for me to just solve all your problems, or if you aren't willing to do the work. This is definitely not for you. You should go spend your time doing something else. Can I tell you a quick story about a Homer Simpson client that I had to let go? So this woman came to me for coaching, and we discovered early on that she had a big decision she needed to make in her life. And so I said, great, here's the decision you need to make. Agreed? Yes. Okay, you have 1 week to make this decision. Is that enough time? She said, yes, it is. I said, great, we'll talk then, and then we'll move forward with your decision. And she never did. She never decided. She's still waffling today. And so I said, listen, I can't coach you if you're not going to do what you said you're going to do, if you're not going to do the work. There's no point in us spending our time like this. So I love working with families like you who are committed and willing to do the work. And if you're just a Homer Simpson wanting others to do the work for you, just want to eat donuts, this is not right for you. So here's my goal for the web class. My goal is for you to understand that the only way to control your child's ADHD behavior is to get your child's help and cooperation and use your child's natural gifts. And the only way guaranteed to do this is with my proven 5-step system, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. And so before we get started, I want you to know that I'm so grateful for the success and the opportunities I've had in my life. I've gotten to work with some great celebrities like Lady Gaga, the Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien show, and I've got to work with some great companies. That's my beautiful girlfriend up there at the top with me. We're at a black tie party. I'm so grateful for the life that I live and for the opportunities I have to do what I love. And what I'm really grateful is for the opportunity to use my skills and experience and my experience struggling with ADHD and overcoming it to help families like you. It's so gratifying. And if you're curious, the painting on the left, that is an image of Mother Earth of Gaia by Min Jae Lee. I've recently become an art collector, and I love that painting. So I'm so grateful for where I am right now. And I don't say these things to impress you. I say it to impress upon you of the life that is possible for your child. So before I get into the core of the training, is it right with you if I share with you the story of my struggle and what I had to go through to get where I am today? Before I get into the core of the training, is it right if I share with you a little bit about my story and my struggle with ADHD and what I had to do to get where I am today? Would that be all right with you? Okay, great. So when I was in first grade, I struggled in school. I was one of the slowest readers in the class. I was scared to raise my hand or answer questions in front of the class because I always got them wrong. I felt so embarrassed when I was pulled out of regular class for private tutoring, and I was always getting into trouble. I just wanted to be smart and get A's in school, like my older sister. Really, I just wanted to be loved by my parents. And I thought I had to be smart, like my sister, to deserve their love. And because I felt stupid in school, I decided to protect myself by becoming the class clown. By the time I was in fourth grade, my parents had had enough. Either I stopped causing trouble at school and start completing my homework, or I was going to have to go to a special school. My teacher and my parents and my psychologist all said the same thing. Just try harder. So that's what I did. And it worked for a little while. I started trying really hard on my homework. I spent hours upstairs in my room struggling with math. I worked so hard that after my parents put me to bed, I would use a flashlight and do my math homework under the covers. Even though I was working harder than ever before, I still struggled. I felt like there was nothing I could do to be smart. Even worse was that I started really hating school. I was working so hard and had nothing to show for it. I knew that just trying harder wasn't going to work for me, so I decided to do something radical. I asked my older sister for help. Just try harder, she said to me. I already have. Mom and Dad told me to try harder. My teacher told me to try harder. It isn't helping. Well, what is helping? She asked. What do you mean? Do you remember a time when homework wasn't so hard? I thought for a moment. Yeah, one time I had a really big project that was due the next day, and I hadn't even started. And I was really worried about it because I had soccer practice that night. So after practice, I sat at the kitchen table until I finished my project. How long did you sit there? She asked. I don't know. Hours. Until it was done. The cool thing was that it wasn't even hard for me to sit there. That's it, said my sister. What's it? You do better at school after you exercise. And that was the turning point for me. Instead of doing homework or watching TV when I got home from school, I started running around and playing outside. And guess what? I started doing better in school. My grades improved, I started completing my assignments on time, and I stopped hating school. Once I understood how to manage my ADHD, things only got better. And studying was much easier because I was always playing sports, so I had a chance to exercise every day. By my freshman year, I was taking honors classes. I graduated top 5 in my class from one of the top private high schools in the state. I went to one of the top colleges in the country, and I got accepted into one of the top PhD programs for psychology at the University of Texas at Austin. Today, I have my PhD, I have 2 master's degrees, and I absolutely love what I do. And this massive turnaround in my life was all made possible because of 2 things. Number 1, I was smart enough to ask for help. I wouldn't have been able to do this without the help of my sister. Number 2, I learned how to manage and control my ADHD. And that is what I want to help you do for your child, manage and control their ADHD. But not just manage your kid's ADHD, but actually turn their ADHD into a strength, a benefit. So you can probably relate to my story. Your kid is struggling in school. Teachers and other experts have told you to just try harder, but that isn't working. You and your family are getting tired and frustrated with ADHD, and you simply don't know what to do. So if you're struggling with ADHD right now, it's probably because you've been trying to manage ADHD the hard way, and you aren't using your child's natural gifts to help you. Am I right? I'm getting a lot of yeses and responses in the comment box. Sonia says yes, Rachel says yes, Judy says yes, a whole bunch of yeses. Okay, moving on. So are you ready for the secret to managing your child's ADHD? So belief number 1, you must understand that the only way to manage your kid's ADHD is to work with them. And the best way to do that is my proven 5-step system. I'll show it to you right now. The 5 steps to getting your child to work with you and cooperate with you are: number 1, calm. Number 2, identify. Number 3, gamify. Number 4, support. Number 5, celebrate and reinforce. Let's go over each of these steps one at a time. So first, calm. Now, is this child going to be very easy to work with and help them manage anything? Probably not. So it is very difficult to work with an upset child, and you know this very, very well. And so the first step is to calm them. That is the very first thing you need to do if you're going to make any progress with your child. And you know exactly how to do this. You love them. This is something that mothers do naturally. Is when your child's upset, you simply hold them and help them calm down. And once they're calm, then you can begin to work with them to accomplish a task or to solve a problem. So here are the 3 steps to calming down your child. First is physical, second is emotional, and the third is logical. Let me explain these one at a time. So physical, when a child is upset, the first thing you need to do is to calm them physically. This is hold them, this is hug them, this is put your hand on them, this is reaching them out on a physical level to help them understand that they are loved, that they are supported, and that you're there for them. And then once you've helped calm them physically, they're no longer screaming out in pain and they're actually able to speak, you then help calm them emotionally. And you do this by having them acknowledge their emotions. And this is something that we've been terrible in society about, especially with men. We don't teach men or boys to really feel their emotions. And there's many problems with relationships in men because of this. And so what you want to do is you want to encourage your child to feel their feelings. So let's say they just got into a fight with their older sister. This happened to me a lot, actually, and I'd come crying to my mother. So the first thing she would do is she would hold me until I stopped crying, until I felt better. And then the next step is, what are you feeling right now? It's like, well, I feel upset or scared. Okay, where is that in your body? And have them actually locate the feeling in their body. They'll say, my chest is pounding, or my stomach is in knots, or I feel that there's pain in my side. Whatever it is, just have them feel whatever's present in their body. And once they get present to the feeling in their body, they can let go of the upset and then just be with the feeling inside. And this is exceptionally valuable to children and adults as far as calming their emotions. And lastly, once you've been able to help them calm emotionally, then you can begin to speak with them logically and say, okay, are you feeling better now? And once they're able to respond in a logical manner, once they're able to use their mind again, and they're not flooded with emotion, they're not flooded with physical pain and upset, only then can you begin to get their cooperation. Is that helpful or what? The next step is identify. You want to help them identify whatever caused the upset or identify whatever the problem or challenge is that they're facing. So let's take an example we're all familiar with: a dirty room. So you go to check on your child and you tell them, they say they want to go play outside, and you say, you can play outside once you get your room cleaned or once you clean your room. And then you check on them a little bit later and they're just really upset. So you help calm them down, and then once they're calm, you ask them, why are you upset? And then you help coach them into understanding what's upsetting them. You can say, why are you upset? I'm upset because I can't clean my room, or I'm upset because I want to play outside and I can't. And you help them to get to the place where they're able to say, I'm upset because I want to go play outside and I can't do that until I clean my room. And then they may take it a step further and say, and I don't want to clean my room, or I can't clean my room, or cleaning my room is hard, or I don't know where to start, something like that. And so what you've done is you've taken them from upset and kind of paralyzed in their emotional upset to a place where they're calm and able to identify what's upsetting them. And then they can kind of understand where it is they need to go to get what they want. In this case, they need to clean their room in order to play outside. Do you see how powerful this is? So your child is no longer stuck saying, I want this and I can't get it. They're actually able to identify what they want and where they need to go or what they need to do to get there. And so step number 3 is gamify. And gamify is just a fancy word for make it fun. So how can you make solving the problem fun? In this case, how can you make cleaning the room fun? And this is where your child's ADHD becomes a strength. This is where they get to shine, because this is where they get to use their creativity, their natural genius to solve the problem and do it in their way. And kids love games. They can make games out of anything. All you have to do is be able to coach them and help them discover how to make it a game, and they'll absolutely love it. And they'll come up with more creative solutions than you could possibly imagine. Now, you need to understand that a lot of parents screw this up. They try to make it fun for their child by telling them what to do, by telling them how to make it fun. And this simply doesn't work. I mean, parents telling kids what to do or how to do it is rarely received. So let me ask you a question. Is your kid more likely to do something if you came up with the idea or if they came up with the idea? If they came up with the idea, of course. So during this phase, you need to resist the temptation to solve the problem for them. Rather, work with them to come up with a solution that's fun. Does all that make sense? Step number 4 is support. This also means execution or helping them do it. Now, in the case of the room, this does not mean cleaning their room for them, and it almost doesn't mean cleaning their room with them. It means supporting them in cleaning their room. So what does that look like? So that's doing things for them that they can't do. That's assisting them with things. For example, if there's something heavy to carry, or answering questions because they don't know where to put this, or they don't know where something goes, or they don't know how to fold something. That's where you help them. It could also be putting things away that are like really high and they can't reach. But what you're doing is you are guiding them and supporting them to help them do it themselves. And perhaps the most important thing you're doing is that you are lovingly keeping them on task. One of the greatest challenges with ADHD is staying on task. So here's what happened when I would clean my room. I would find a piece of paper and I would think, oh, I need to address this. And then I'd try to do something with it. I'd read it. I'd try to file it. I might look something up on the internet related to it. And next thing you know, I've spent 20 minutes on a piece of paper and my room is still dirty. And at which point I look around and I'm frustrated and upset that I've been cleaning my room for 20 minutes and nothing's happened. I've just got this piece of paper and I went down a rabbit hole based upon this one piece of paper. So what your job is to help keep them on task. Now, for children with ADHD, cleaning the room can be very overwhelming. There are clothes on the bed, there's trash on the floor, the desk is covered in papers and pens, things are scattered everywhere, dirty laundry is mixed in with clean laundry, and this sounds overwhelming, right? This is where you come in. So if you're with your child, let's say your child's young, they're in lower school, maybe even middle school, they say, I don't know how to clean my room, or will you help me? This is where you step up and say, yes, I will. And then you stay in the room with them and you help guide them. Say, first, you need to pick everything up off your floor and put all your clothes in the dirty laundry basket, and then find your clean clothes, put those on the bed. Okay, great. Give your dirty laundry basket to me. I'm going to put that in the laundry. Take your clean clothes on the bed, fold them, and then we're going to put those away. Next, you want to pick up all of your toys. Put all of your toys in this box. And now put the box in your closet. Next, you're going to vacuum. I'll get the vacuum for you. And so that way all they need to do is turn it on and buzz it around their room. Next, you're going to make the bed, and we're actually going to change the sheets. And I'll help change the sheets with you because that's a difficult task for one person to do. Then you change the sheets with them. And so you've taken a room that was overwhelming, where they would just get stuck and upset and frustrated, and you've broken it down into small tasks, and you've helped support them do it rather than you doing it, or rather than the traditional route, which is kind of to yell and scream at your kid to hope that they'll do it and hope that'll motivate them, and it really doesn't. So does all that make sense? And now it's important to understand that how you will support a young child, a 6, 7, 11-year-old, is different than you'll support a teenager. A teenager, you might simply give them space. Say, listen, you tune up your music as loud as you want, if that's going to help you, and I'll check back in on you in 10 or 20 minutes to see if you have any questions. Now they may have questions like something's in their room, they don't know what to do with it, or they don't have enough room in their dresser for all their clothes, and so they don't know what to do. So check back in on them to see if they have any questions or see if you can help with anything. But they simply might just need some space to be loud and do their own thing and have some freedom and clean their room. So it's important to remember that you are there to support and answer questions and keep them on task. You are not there to do the task for them. Is that clear? So let's review how far we've come. So we started with a screaming, upset child. And you have used your beautiful mother skills to help calm them and have them feel good. And now they're able to address what the challenge is. And you've helped them identify, step 2, identify what the challenge is, which is they have a dirty room and they can't go outside until their room is clean. Next, you've helped them gamify cleaning their room. You have helped them make cleaning the room fun with ideas that they generated. And it could be as simple as keeping points, like each folded piece of laundry is a point. It could be doing it to music. It could be doing it in 5-minute spurts where they dance in between every 5 minutes, whatever it is. But you help them gamify it. And it's important to have them understand, them create the solutions, not you. The last is support. You've supported them in cleaning their room by keeping them on task and ensuring that they clean their room rather than do something else, and answering questions and helping them put away things that are a struggle for them. So the last step is to celebrate. Woo! This is the big payoff. This is the emotional payoff for both you and your child. This is where you get to say, great job. You did it. That was awesome. You're terrific. And it's so important that parents say this, especially to children with ADHD, because we are so used to being disciplined and scolded and told we aren't doing things right. Kids in general get that, but especially kids with ADHD, because we're different, because we're bouncing off the walls. We don't want to sit still, and we try to solve problems in a different way than the traditional method, than what the teacher's used to. And so we're told, follow the directions, sit down, be quiet. You're not doing it right. And so when your child completes the task, when they finish cleaning their room, when they finish their homework, or they complete whatever it is that you were working on them with, when they complete that, really celebrate them and let them feel the victory and feel it with them. It'll mean so much to them. So give them a high five. Tell them they did a great job. And whether it's cleaning their room or doing their homework, celebrate them, because they are not told they did a good job nearly enough. When you celebrate your child, this reinforces their behavior. It trains their brain and their emotions to understand that when I solve my problems, I feel good because mommy gave me a high five and told me how awesome I am. And I then get to do what I want. In this case with the room, play outside. So when you celebrate your child for succeeding, you are programming them to seek success because it has an emotional payoff. In this case, it had a more tangible payoff, which is I don't need to be inside. I get to go outside and play. So do you see how my 5-step system could help you and your ADHD child? Now, some parents believe that they can see how this would work for other families, but not theirs. So they believe that, we've already tried that, or my kid won't do that, or I don't know how to do that with my kid. So can I tell you a story about a family I worked with? So Sarah and Jack were completely frustrated with their son, Daniel. Not only was Daniel struggling in school and getting sent to the principal's office, he was also causing trouble at home. He refused to clean up after himself. His room was a mess. He was always getting into fights with his sister. And his parents didn't know what to do. They came to me and they said, we've tried everything. I said, did you ask Daniel what he wants? Yeah, he just wants to play video games. Well, did you ask him to use his creativity to make homework fun or to make cleaning his room fun? Yeah, we tried that. We tried having him do push-ups, run around the house every hour. Nothing worked. I said, okay, let me try. So I sat down with Daniel, and in just a few questions, he created a game out of his homework. So here's what I said to Daniel. What do you want? How can we get there? And how can we make it fun? He did the rest. He was able to create a game out of doing his homework that made it fun and exciting for him. And when I told his parents about the importance of celebration and reward and reinforcement, they would celebrate him every night when he completed his chores. And so he started doing it on his own. That was the motivation for him. He didn't need his parents yelling at him about his homework. Just them celebrating him when he did it was enough of a motivation. So even if you've tried this before, or you think you've tried this before, it's important for you to know that this stuff really works. And it is going to work for you. So the first undeniable truth is, my proven 5-step system will work for you and your family when you give it an honest try. Agreed? And as a reminder, I do have a very special gift for you. When you stay on this training all the way until the end, I'm going to give you the 4 magic words that immediately end backtalk. So you want to stay tuned for that. Secret number 2, how to save yourself 1 hour a day by using my 5-step system. So I created this in college because I was so struggling with time. And so when I was first developing this system, I thought to myself, I don't have time to plan out my strategy for everything I do. And I definitely don't have the time to gamify everything and make it fun. And in reality, I found out the exact opposite was true. For example, when there was a big project I was working on, a multi-week project, before I started it, I mapped it out. I mapped out what I wanted to finish, what the project would look like, what the steps I needed to take were, and what the likely obstacles were that I would face. And then I asked, how can I overcome these obstacles in a fun way? Guess what? I completed the project so much faster because of this pre-planning stage. I saved so much time. It was unbelievable. And so I'm sure you've realized this in your own life. When you plan in advance, you save time because you avoid obstacles that might come up and you go directly to the goal rather than kind of meandering around and searching for it. So undeniable truth number 2 is that taking the time to strategize and plan everything from room cleaning to homework saves you and your child time. So let's give an example. So let's compare doing homework to the great American pastime of taking a road trip. Now, you wouldn't go on a road trip with your family without taking a map, would you? And you certainly wouldn't go without a destination. That would just be silly. And my guess is if you're going somewhere new, you never get in your car without looking at a GPS or a map or knowing where you're going. That would just be silly. Similarly, you wouldn't go to the grocery store without a list, or you wouldn't go shopping for Christmas or the holidays without a list of what you're going to get. You know so much from your own experience that planning in advance saves you so much time, headache, and hassle by planning in advance. So yet still some families think that following my 5-step system is going to take time, and they don't have the time for it. So can I tell you about a family that I worked with? Anne-Marie and Gary Brown and their adorable son, Charlie. So let me tell you a little bit about Charlie and the struggle that he faced. So when he was in 5th grade, his parents called me up, and they basically, to make a long story short, Charlie was not doing his chores. He was kind of making a mess around the house. He wasn't cleaning up, and his parents were really sick and tired of trying to micromanage him and stay on him about all the stuff that he was doing. And their complaint to me was, he doesn't listen to us. All he wants to do is play video games. And so I sat down with him, and here's what happened. So step 1, calm. When I talked to him, he was already calm. Step 2 was identify. So I said, Camden, what is something that you and your mom fight about? And what's something that causes these fights? He said, when I don't take my shoes off. I said, so you need to take your shoes off when you come in the house. Yeah. So step 3 is gamify. So we identified what was the cause of the fight, or what's the challenge. So gamify. So I said, Camden, how can you make taking your shoes off fun? Now, I'm so glad I asked him this because I didn't have an answer for him. So I was really hoping he did. He said, well, I could pretend the floor is hot lava and I need to put on my special shoes to be able to walk on it. I thought, great. So I said, awesome. What could you use as special shoes? He said, my slippers. So I turned to his parents, said, Mom and Dad, is it okay if he takes off his shoes immediately when he comes in the house and puts on his special lava shoes right away to protect his feet? And they both gave me a big thumbs up. And so his parents did steps 4 and 5 on their own, which was support him in doing it and then celebrate him when he did it. And remember, this answer, this novel solution, this fun solution came from him, not from me and not from his parents. So I followed up with him a month later, and he had been taking off his shoes every time. And even more important, they saved time. His parents saved about an hour a day of frustration, hassle, and headache because they weren't fighting with him anymore. He was doing his chores. They weren't yelling at him. They weren't trying to micromanage him. He was going to bed on time. He was taking his baths. And recently I caught up with him. He's even doing his laundry now. He's taking on more chores. So he's saved so much. The family saved so much time by using the 5-step system. So as I said, they ended up saving an hour each day by using my proven 5-step system. So the second undeniable truth is that using my proven 5-step system and taking the time to plan and strategize will save you time, not cost you time. Does that make sense? So I have a question for you. What would you do if you had just 1 additional hour each week, not each day, just 1 hour a week, and you had no requirements, no responsibilities? This hour is completely yours. If you could do anything with that hour, what would you do? Go ahead and type your responses into the response box. And if you're watching this training as a recording, you can write this down on a piece of paper. Okay, so I'm getting some great answers here. Kara says, sleep, exclamation point. I hear you, Kara. Josephine says, catch up on some reading. Awesome. Leslie says, go to a Zumba class. Yes, Leslie. Some of you already know this about me. I used to be a Zumba instructor back when I was working on my PhD at the University of Texas. In fact, I was the first male Zumba instructor in the school history. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so more answers are coming in. Sleep, getting a lot of sleep. Relax. Ooh. Here's a good one. Jamie says, light some candles, pour myself a glass of wine, and take a nice long bath. Ooh, that sounds so nice. Imagine how good you'll feel after that bath. And remember, this time became available to you because you used the system. So it may be more than an hour a week. Hour a week is very conservative. It's closer to an hour a day when you use the system. So do you see how the system not only saves you time, but also saves you emotional energy because you aren't fighting with your kids, and you get to restore your energy with this extra time by doing things that you want to do, like read or go to a Zumba class or do yoga or take a nice long bath. Secret number 3, how to get your kid to cooperate easily every single time. How do you do this? By showing that cooperation gets them what they want. What many parents raising kids in the iPad generation don't understand is that kids are willing to work hard to get what they want. Don't believe me? Do you think that whining, crying, and complaining for hours and hours is easy? No. It's actually difficult. It's not fun, and it consumes time and energy, especially emotional energy. So why do kids do it? They do it because they believe it will get them what they want. And why do they think that? Because it's worked in the past. So if there were an easier, better, more fun way for them to get what they want, do you think your kid would choose to do that instead? Of course they would. So getting your kid to cooperate is simply a matter of them understanding how cooperating gets them what they want in a fun way. Now, the reason parents really don't get cooperation from their kids is because they're trying to force them, to control them. So when you yell at your kid or try to make them do something, how does that work? Usually not too well. And just like adults, kids resent being forced to do something. They like to choose to do things, but they don't like to be forced. So just pouring on the pressure does not work. In fact, it creates resistance. But when you can show them that doing what you want actually gets them what they want, for example, our example earlier, how cleaning their room actually gets them what they want, which is playing outside, then they're much more willing to do it. So this is a great example from the Family Guy. When you're trying to force them and control them, it doesn't work. But when you're motivating them by what they want, in this case, a Twinkie, they're willing to run on a treadmill or do whatever it takes to get what it is that they want. And so, for example, if a child wants something that they need to save up for, usually they're willing to do chores around the house or do whatever it is to earn money to be able to get the thing, especially if they haven't been programmed to believe that whining and crying will get them what they want. So some parents have said, I understand how that would work for other kids, but you don't know my kid. They are a real troublemaker. They never listen to anyone. So can I tell you a story about a family I worked with that had a real troublemaker of a son with ADHD? So this is Jacob in the front with that mischievous smile. So let me tell you a little bit about Jacob. His mother, Jane, came to me, and this is an interesting situation because Jane has 3 children. 2 of them have ADHD, and Jane herself has ADHD. And she recently got divorced, and her husband is completely unsupportive. So she asked me for help with her oldest son, Jacob. Now, Jacob was really struggling in school. He was disruptive, he wasn't paying attention, and his teacher was totally fed up with him. Basically, he was completely uncooperative with his teachers and somewhat with his mother. Can any of you relate to this? An uncooperative child? So Jane didn't know what to do. The teacher certainly didn't know what to do, and the father was of no help at all. So here's what I did. It was really quite simple. I said, Jacob, what would make school better for you? He answered, well, I just need to move. I said, you need to move. Yeah, I can't sit in my seat for very long without my body telling me to move. And so I said, if you could move during class, would that help you? I said, yeah. So here's what happened. With a few minor changes to the classroom, Jacob is now a star student. He sits in the back of the class now so he can get up during class without disturbing the other students. And he has these bands, those rubber exercise bands that you could put around your legs. He has those at his desk so he can flex his muscles in his legs and his feet while he sits in class. Pretty cool, right? But wait, it gets better. So because he was able to pay attention better in school, he now spends less time on his homework. And now he has more time to learn what he's really interested in. Sharks. He started watching a bunch of documentaries on sharks, like adult documentaries. And he's interested now in other sea creatures. And now his mother thinks, he could be a marine biologist. And all this came because of just enlisting his help and asking what he wanted. So this troublemaker kid became extremely cooperative when he understood how cooperation benefited him, which was making school more enjoyable for him. And now he's got a bright future of being a marine biologist and being passionate about studying marine biology and sharks. And it all came from simply just asking him what he wanted and showing him how to get there. So when your kid sees the benefits, they will cooperate with you. So when you stay on this training to the very end, I'm going to give you the 4 magic words that immediately end backtalk. So stay tuned for that. So the third undeniable truth is your child will cooperate with you when you show them how cooperation gets them what they want. Does that make sense? Let me ask you a question. If you followed my 5-step system like we did in Secret 1, and if you were able to save time, like we showed in Secret 2, and you got your kid to cooperate with you, like Secret 3, so do you think you could be successful in helping your child manage their ADHD? Is this stuff powerful or what? Are you excited about how you're going to use this with your family? So tell me, honestly, how many of you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed because we covered so much? Well, let me tell you, you are not alone in feeling overwhelmed. I mean, it's like trying to drink out of a fire hose. So it's impossible for me to show you everything you need to get results in just this short presentation, but I tried to cover as much as possible. So I created a special package for those who are ready to move forward and want to implement my proven 5-step system into their daily lives so you can manage your child's ADHD on autopilot. Is it okay if I spend the next 10 minutes going over this very special offer I created to help you implement my simple 5-step system proven to effectively manage your kid's ADHD? Would that be okay with you if I share that offer? Okay. Pam says yes with 3 exclamation points. Thank you, Pam. Susan says yes. Patricia says yes. All right. A couple yeses come in. So now that I have your permission, I want to tell you about my ADHD Success System Masterclass. What we will do is go over in detail how to implement what we did in this training so that you and your family are completely set up for success. So here's what you're going to get. So in week 1, we're going to talk about how to calm your child quickly and easily in any situation. Week 2, we will go over how to uncover the challenge that your child is facing and how to solve it. In other words, to help them identify the problem and their path to success. In week 3, we dive into gamification. This is one of my favorite trainings, and I will show you how to make anything fun and exciting, even cleaning the toilet, and your kids are going to love this one too. In week 4, you'll be ready for our module on support and execution, how to support your child so that they take their first steps towards success. In this module, I'll show you how to support your child in accomplishing their goals, like doing their homework, but not enabling them by doing their homework for them. So you teach them how to be independent and support them in that. And so this is a very key distinction that parents miss. Many parents try to do the homework for them rather than support them in doing it. Week 5 is we look at how to celebrate. This is where I show you how to reinforce desired behaviors in your child and stop reinforcing ones you don't want. And for you wives who are extremely clever and crafty, you'll also see how to use this to reinforce desired behaviors in your husband and to stop reinforcing negative behaviors that drive you crazy. Does that sound cool or what? And finally, in week 6, we wrap it up by creating your plan for your family's future. What do you want your life and your family's life to look like in 5 years? What habits do you want to instill in your children over the next 5 years? And what systems do you need to put in place to guarantee that you're going to get there? So each week, the training will be followed by a live Q&A with me. And in week 6, there will be an extended Q&A to make sure you have absolutely everything you need to succeed. Now, who is this for? This is for parents who are committed to their children's success. This is for parents with a child with ADHD. It's for parents who are struggling with their child's behavior at home or at school. This is for parents who are concerned for their kids' future. This is for working mothers, single mothers, entrepreneur mothers, stay-at-home moms, or any mother who wants to give their kid help that they need. So what I hear from parents is that the biggest challenge is simply getting started. And why don't people get started? Because of overwhelm. There's so much here. They just get overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. And so I totally understand, and I got you covered. In my trainings, nobody gets left behind. And so I have more information than you could possibly want on this. So if you think you're really advanced and you want tons of information, I got that for you. But if you're concerned with overwhelm, there's going to be so much, don't you worry. I totally got you covered. We're going to make sure that you have everything you need to succeed. We're going to break it down and keep it real simple so that you do just the critical things that get you the results you want. So no one gets left behind in my class. So here's what you're going to get. When you sign up today, you will be enrolled in my 6-week masterclass, which is a total value of $2,997. And as part of this package, you're going to get this really powerful tool that I created called the Food Decision Maker Matrix. Now, this tool is designed to help you plan and create healthy snacks and meals for your kids that they're absolutely going to love. And if they're old enough to be making their own food for themselves, it'll show them how to quickly and easily make a healthy snack that they are going to enjoy. So when you have this tool, you'll no longer have to stress out in the kitchen and scramble around trying to find stuff that your kids are going to like that's not going to be too horrible for their health. This tool allows you to design a custom-made menu with your kids so that you can quickly and easily make healthy snacks for them and not use your time and emotional energy to try to plan meals off the top of your head. So The food decision maker matrix is going to make it easy to make tasty and healthy snacks for your kids that are high in nutrition. And this is all kid-friendly food that they're going to like. And really important is that this teaches them healthy eating habits, which is a really important lifelong skill. This helps remove stress around cooking food and shopping for you because it's really easy. And it simplifies things. No more complaining from your kids at mealtime. And this saves you time, energy, and money because there's less wasted food. And I know what you're all thinking. Yes, this is perfect for picky eaters. Picky eaters love this because they get to have input into what they're eating, and they get to help design meals that they really want. So, when you invest today, you are going to get my 6-week ADHD Success System Masterclass and the Food Decision Maker Matrix, which is a total value of $3,094. And when you invest today, you will also get, as part of your package, ADHD Time Management Secrets. Now, I want you to know that I had to go through a lot of pain and suffering for years to create this product. This is literally the shortcut to managing ADHD. I will give you exactly what you need to know as a parent to help your child manage their time effectively so that they can succeed in school, at home, and in life. And let's be honest, people who are successful and effective in this world are great time managers. And one of the challenges that every ADHD child faces is managing their time. In fact, when I was working on my PhD at the University of Texas, there were studies going on that students with ADHD had a different perception of time than non-ADHD students. So basically, they would have these kids beat a drum to time, and they found that ADHD kids had different timing. They had a different perception of time than other students. And so this difference in perception of time affects our ability to get things done on time. And so I created this system that allows your child to effectively manage their time in a way that is simple and fun, so your child doesn't have to go through the pain and suffering that I went through. So here's what you're going to get with ADHD Time Management Secrets. So this instills powerful time management techniques specifically designed for ADHD children. It gives your child a valuable lifelong skill. And it's great for all your children, whether or not they have ADHD or not. And this saves you time. There's techniques in here that you can use. And I have a part in here that is specific to reducing interruptions. So your children will interrupt you less, and then you can disconnect and have fewer interruptions in your life so you can be more effective in your daily life. In fact, I have a section there that helps you create an hour of uninterrupted time each day. And I think you're going to find that this hour of uninterrupted time is one of the most valuable and effective and powerful parts of your day. So that's what you're going to get with the ADHD Time Management Secrets. So when you invest today, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the 6-week ADHD Success System Masterclass. You're going to get the Food Decision Maker Matrix, and you're going to get ADHD Time Management Secrets. And that's a total value of $5,591. Are you getting excited about this? Can you see how much this is going to help you and your family? So let me ask you a question. Do you ever struggle getting your child to do what they say they will do? Or if you're married, do you ever struggle getting your husband to do what he says he will do? Well, then you are going to love this next part of the package. It is called the Ultimate Persuasion System. In this system, I'm going to show you the exact words and phrases you need to use to quickly and easily persuade your ADHD child. What's great is that the system is so effective that your kid will think it was their idea. Now, I know many of you are probably thinking, sure, I get that persuasion techniques could work on a kid, but is this really going to help with my husband? You betcha. If you want your husband to take out the garbage, put away the dishes, or even give you a foot massage, then the Ultimate Persuasion System is definitely for you. In fact, I have a special section in there that specifically deals with persuading other adults and how to make it fun and easy for your husband to do exactly what you want him to. And best of all, he will love doing it. And when he enjoys taking out the trash, guess what? He's going to be excited to do it again. Now, I know this sounds unbelievable, but really it's just simple psychology. Now, I am a bit reluctant to offer this system because it's so powerful. Remember at the beginning of the training where I told you not to use these things for evil? This is definitely very powerful psychology that's in this program that could be used for evil. Now, I don't want you to manipulate people or do anything that's harmful to anyone. So when you invest, I want you to agree that you won't use these techniques for evil, that you only use them for good, and you're not going to manipulate your husband, that you're going to use it to help him and to love him and to help him be a better husband and father. Do we agree to that? Okay, great. Thank you. So here's what you're going to get with the Ultimate Persuasion System. You're going to get the exact words and phrases to quickly and easily persuade your child. And these words and phrases are going to help them think that it was their idea in the first place. And this works on husbands too. They're going to love taking out the trash, giving you foot massages, whatever it is that makes you feel loved, they're going to love doing it for you and with you. And it's really important that you must promise not to use these things for evil. Okay? So Here's what you're going to get when you invest today. You're going to get the ADHD Success System Masterclass, the 6-week masterclass. You're going to get the Food Decision Maker Matrix. You're going to get ADHD Time Management Secrets. And you're going to get the Ultimate Persuasion System. This is a $7,588 value. Now let me ask you a question. Do your kids ever struggle with homework? Do you ever struggle getting your kid to sit down and do their homework? Have you ever had to stay up late to help them finish an assignment or project that was due the next day? Then this next program is definitely for you. When you invest today, you will also get the ADHD Homework Helper. Now this program has 21 scientifically proven techniques to help your child learn faster and easier, so homework is a breeze. In fact, this program is basically the most powerful thing your child can learn, ever. I mean, what could be more valuable than teaching your child how to be a super learner? What better skill is there in this rapidly changing world than learning how to learn fast and easy? And I so wish someone had created this tool when I was in school. This would have saved me hundreds of hours of studying. I mean, I studied the wrong way for years because school doesn't teach things correctly. They don't teach things to maximize memory. And I didn't know any better. So no matter how old your child is, they're going to be able to use these techniques in this program to improve their memory, improve their vocabulary, and basically to learn anything they want. So does this sound valuable to you? Would it be valuable to have your child be able to learn anything they want to quickly and easily? In fact, some of these techniques are so powerful that some teachers have complained, saying it won't be fair to other students if they're using this technique. So that's how powerful this training is. And so in the ADHD Homework Helper, you're going to get 21 scientifically proven study techniques to maximize your child's brain power and make studying quick and easy and make it enjoyable. Number 2, you're going to learn how to make homework more engaging for the ADHD mind. And it's going to give your child a huge advantage for middle school, for high school, for college, and even graduate school. And this shows your child how to be a super learner. They don't need to feel dumb anymore. And I want you to really get this. When I was a kid, I so felt stupid because I learned differently and I struggled in school. And with this program, your child doesn't need to suffer like that. They don't need to feel stupid or dumb because they're going to be able to learn faster than everyone else in the class. It's such a great thing to have. And really, I believe this is the most valuable skill set that a person can have. If you can learn anything quickly and easily and have a great memory, you can do anything in this world, right? Here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the ADHD Success System Masterclass, the 6-week masterclass. You're going to get the Food Decision Maker Matrix. You're going to get the ADHD Time Management Secrets. You're going to get the Ultimate Persuasion System. And you're going to get the ADHD Homework Helper. This is a total value of $9,585. Now, working with mothers and families, I've learned that one thing that great mothers like you really value is support and community. Tell me, would it be valuable to you to be part of a group of mothers who share similar challenges and struggles as you do? Would you like to be a part of a tight-knit group of women who, like you, are committed to being great mothers and who are committed to doing whatever it takes to help their children succeed? Would that be incredibly valuable and supportive? So I have a special fast action bonus to the first 12 people who invest in their children's future today. I lead a small group mastermind for mothers. We get together twice a month over Skype, and we help each other and support each other. And one really cool thing we do is we not only support each other, but we celebrate each other's successes. And this is so important because oftentimes there's nobody to share your successes with. You know, people feel obligated, or we're happy to tell people something wrong that happened today, like the car accident, or something depressing that happened, but rarely do we share our successes. And this is a safe place where you can connect with others and tell people the wonderful things that are going on in your life and the great progress you're making with your child. And so the small group mastermind of mothers, we support each other. We have a tight-knit community. We share successes. We have a safe environment where it's safe to be vulnerable and to share. And one of the big benefits is that you get to do this with people you don't see every day. So often people hold things back because, oh geez, I want to tell my husband that, or I don't want to tell my mother that, or my best friend that because I see them all the time. These are women who just want to support and love you and love each other. And so this is just a great space to be a part of if you're seeking community and support. Now, I want you to know that I keep this group small. I have a limit of 12 people, and this keeps the group intimate and yet powerful. And so everyone has a chance to share and contribute. And the bad news is that my current group is full. But I have some good news for you. I'm considering creating another group just for those who invest in this program. And so I want you to know that there's a hard limit of 12 people for this group. So only the first 12 people who invest today get to join this group. Now, The cost of joining the group is $297 a month. And to the first 12 people who invest today, I'm going to give you a 6-month membership for free. That is a value of $1,782. Okay. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the ADHD Success System Masterclass. You're going to get the Food Decision Maker Matrix. You're going to get the ADHD Time Management Secrets. You're going to get the Ultimate Persuasion System. You're going to get the ADHD Homework Helper. And you're going to get 6 months free membership into my small group mastermind, specifically for this program. This is a total value of $11,767. Now, obviously, I'm not going to charge you $11,767. But let me ask you, if all this program did was show your child how to manage their ADHD so that they can succeed in school, would that be worth it? Now, if all this program did was teach your child healthy eating habits for life, would that be worth it? Might that be worth it in just the healthcare costs it saves? And if all this program did was make your child a super learner so that they can learn more and learn faster than their classmates, would that be worth it? Now, I had two choices when I created this program. The first option was to go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible. And if I did that, I wouldn't be able to stack the value for you and make such a great offer. The second option requires a little higher investment on your part, but in exchange, I can devote more resources to guarantee your success. Now, let me ask you, what would it be worth to guarantee your child's success in life? What would that be worth? What would that be worth to have your child accepted and graduate from Harvard? What would it be worth to end your struggle with ADHD? What would it be worth to you, your child, and your family to end your child's struggle with ADHD? What would it be worth to help your child solve their biggest problems on their own in a fun way? What would it be worth to have your child manage their time effectively and to learn faster and easier than anyone else in their class? So you've already seen how this program is easily worth $11,767. Really, at that price, it's a great deal. But because we're just getting going in 2018, I would like to give you and your family a head start for the new year. So I'm going to give you a very special offer. When you take action today, you can have the whole package for only $997. Is that a great deal or what? So, looking at the numbers, there are 137 of you on right now. And so for the first 12 of you who invest in your child's future today, you get the 6 months in the small group mastermind community included in your package. This is under $1,000, and this is going to change your life. This is going to change your child's life. This is going to make school easy and maybe even fun for your child, depending on what they want to learn. This is going to save you time every day because you're not micromanaging and yelling at your kid. Just $997. This could change your life and your child's life. This is giving your child the tools they need to succeed in life. So click the buy button now below and invest in your child today. And remember, for the first 12 who invest now, you get 6 months free access to 6 months free membership to the small group mastermind. And that's just such a wonderful group of women who are so supportive and helpful. And it's just great to be a part of that. So for the first 12 who invest today, that is what you get as a special limited bonus. So just $997 today. Click the buy button below now. Now, if you're asking about financing, and you don't have room on your credit card, PayPal has no interest or payments for 6 months. And so that if you're having trouble making payments, that would be one option. But hopefully $997 on a credit card is really not too big of a deal for you. If it is, if you don't have $1,000 to invest in your family and in your child's future, you got bigger problems. I hope you're able to pay the rent and able to feed your family well. It's really important. So if $997, if you don't have the ability to pay that on your credit card, really, I don't want you investing in it because that's going to put a whole lot of pressure on you. I'd rather you be able to invest from a place of abundance, a place of investment, and not a place of, geez, I got to not pay the light bill this month to be able to afford $997. Okay? So if $997 is a struggle and you need to take out a second mortgage, you need to borrow money from your friends, neighbors, and relatives, please don't invest today. Okay? And I understand that $997 is an investment. So let's compare this to other investments you make in your children. So some of you send your children to private school. Now, private school is between $10,000 and $20,000 a year, and they don't promise any results. All they do is take your money and teach your child. Most private schools teach your child in a way that is quite antiquated, which is sitting still in a classroom, which is not the way human beings learn well. Summer camp Summer camp, I looked at 20 different summer camps. The average was between $1,250 and $3,300, and that's each summer. So just summer camp is more expensive than this. And now college. Now the smallest just tuition that I could find for just 1 year of college, and this is in-state tuition, was $9,650. And then tuition and board goes all the way up to $80,000 a year. $80,000 a year for college. And they don't promise to teach you anything. They just give you an expensive piece of paper. And I know I have lots of expensive pieces of paper. And what you get from college is based upon how well you learn and your commitment to learning and what you're studying, not on the college itself and what they're giving you. Now you have two choices to make. The first option is do nothing and not take the leap of faith, which pretty much guarantees you're going to stay where you are. Or the second option is to pony up this small investment today, definitely small compared to the value you're going to receive in return, and just give it a shot. Just test it out and see if it works for you. And I want you to know that your investment today is backed by my 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. So when you sign up today, if you don't like my program for any reason, and I don't care if it's 29 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes from when the program starts, just let me know and I will give you your money back. Okay? Does that sound fair? So the real question is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check out my program? And honestly, if it does even half the stuff that I've claimed it's going to do on this training, it's going to pay for itself in the time, the energy, and the money it saves you. So here is what you're going to get when you invest today. You're going to get the ADHD Success System Masterclass. You're going to get the Food Decision Maker Matrix. You're going to get the ADHD Time Management Secrets. You're going to get the Ultimate Persuasion System. You're going to get the ADHD Homework Helper. You're going to get the 6 months membership in the small group mastermind. This is a total value of $11,767. And remember, the small group mastermind is just for the first 12 people who invest today. And in the small group mastermind, this is just for mothers who are in this program. And it's a community and it's a support group. And we acknowledge and share successes. And it's a safe environment to share and be vulnerable. Everyone contributes and everyone gets to receive. And the big benefit is that these are people who you don't know from your regular life. And so people are much more willing to open up and share and be vulnerable. And there's a limit of 12 people to this. And so that goes to the first people who are willing to invest today. And I see, looking at the numbers, it looks like 3 have already been bought. Congratulations, Jennifer. Congratulations, Amy. And Rachel, congratulations. Wonderful. So when you invest today, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the ADHD Success System. You're going to get the Food Decision Maker Matrix. You're going to get the ADHD Time Management Secrets. You're going to get the Ultimate Persuasion System. You're going to get the ADHD Homework Helper. You're going to get 6 months membership in the Small Group Mastermind. This is an $11,767 value. And it's just $997. So if you're ready to invest today, just click the buy button down below. And if you don't have room on your credit card, you can go to PayPal, and PayPal can lend you the money. It's 6 months, no interest. So it's just $997. It's an incredible offer. And to the first 12, there's the 6 months in the small group mastermind. 3 of those are already gone. 4 are gone. So there's only there's only 8 left if you're considering investing. So you've made it all the way to the end of the training. So your special bonus for completing the training today is the 4 magic words, the immediately end back talk. Are you ready for this? It is simply this. Use your indoor voice. Now let me explain this. Now what you do is you sit down with your child at the table and you play a little game and you say, listen, let's speak in our outdoor voice. What's our outdoor voice? And then you both speak in your outdoor voice. Excuse me. And then you say, great, now what's our crazy voice? And then you both do a crazy voice together. So have fun and then do some other voices. What's your opera voice? Oh! And then you say, okay, great. Now what's your indoor voice? Awesome. Can you speak to me in that way? And then I'll speak in my indoor voice and you demonstrate your indoor voice. Can you speak to me in your indoor voice when we're inside or when we're out at the grocery store or when we're in the car? Can you do that? And so when your child is back talking or upset and yelling at you, the simple question is, or the simple response is, use your indoor voice. And if you want to ask a question, you can say, is that your indoor voice? And so just reminding your child after you've trained them the difference in outdoor voice, indoor voice, opera voice, crazy voice, after you've had that conversation with them, that fun, playful conversation, you can then use this technique to help calm and quiet them in any situation with just these magic 4 words. Magic 4 words. Use your indoor voice. So Just a reminder, here's what you're going to get today. And if you're ready to invest, just click the buy button below. So here's what you're going to get. When you invest today, you're going to get the ADHD Success System Masterclass. You're going to get the Food Decision Maker Matrix. You're going to get the ADHD Time Management Secrets. You're going to get the Ultimate Persuasion System, the ADHD Homework Helper. And through the first 12 who invest today, you're going to get 6 months membership in the Small Group Mastermind. It's a total of $11,767 of value, just $997 today. And let's see, there's now 4 spots left. If you're considering joining the small group, considering being one of the first 12, there's 4 left. Oh, there's 3 left. And then if you're watching this as a recording, when you invest, we will put you on the wait list for the small group mastermind. If a spot opens up, we will get you in there. Okay. And if you invest on the recording, we may put you in a mastermind that starts a little bit later. Okay. So we may not get you in the first mastermind, but we'll get you in one if you're one of the first 12 to invest on the recording. Okay. So once again, just $997 today. This is $11,767 of value. Okay, there's 2 left. Nope, there's 1 left for the first 12. Congratulations to those who have invested. So let me take some questions. One question I often get is, well, what if I just can't do it? What if I'm overwhelmed? What if I don't know where to start? What if I just get stuck? First of all, that won't happen because, like I said earlier, I don't leave anyone behind in my trainings. Okay, everyone crosses the finish line. So I'm here with you. I'm here to support you 100%. It's really important for me that you succeed when you invest and you trust me. And it's really important that you understand that I take this very seriously. You are trusting me to help you raise a better child, to help you give your child the tools that they need to succeed. And I take that very seriously. And so when you invest and you're committed to it, if you're going to be willing to do the work, if you're going to take the trainings and then implement the trainings into your life, I guarantee your success. And if it's not working for you for some reason, if you're just so darn busy, you can't get an hour free a week to go through the trainings, if you don't have any time at all to implement any of the teachings, there's the unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. So if for some reason it doesn't work out for you, I don't know why that would happen, but if for some reason it doesn't, you can just get your money back. It's just that simple, okay? I've tried to make this such an easy decision for you by giving you this unconditional money-back guarantee. So you can try it for a full 30 days. And see what a big difference it makes with your child, okay? So worst case scenario, you get a refund. That is the absolute worst thing that can happen, okay? All right, so more questions. When does the training start? The training will start in early January, okay? I don't have an exact date set, but that's when it'll start. How long are the trainings? That varies. First, trainings vary in length between 30 minutes and 90 minutes. They're more closer to an hour. And then there is Q&A at the end. And so I stay on Q&A and I try to answer most of the questions. Sometimes I can't answer all of them, but I try to get to most of them. And so Q&A can be 30 minutes to an hour. So the trainings could be between, 1 to 2 hours a week. Another question I often get is, are the trainings recorded? And some of you are asking that, what if I can't attend the training live? Is that okay? Yeah. That's why I record them, so that way you have access to them forever. You can watch them, rewatch them. You can watch them with your husband. You can watch them with your ADHD child. You might even share them with a teacher if your teacher is open to learning new things. So even if you can't attend live, yes, you can still take the trainings. Let's see here. Let's go through some more questions. So Lisa asks, what if my husband is uncooperative? It's a great question, Lisa. So if your husband thinks this is a really bad idea, thinks it's stupid, a poor investment, that's totally fine. For one, you're covered by the unconditional money-back guarantee. So you can say, listen, I invested in something that I think can really help our child. Worst case scenario, we get our money back. Okay, so that hopefully will help him relax about the money issue. And number 2, if he's just uncooperative, that's okay. You honestly don't need his help with this. The only important thing is that you get your child involved in this, that you get their cooperation. And I showed you how we do that in the 5 steps. You show them how them cooperating and working with you actually gets them what they want. And then your child's gonna be all over it. Children are resilient and they are so eager to do what they need to do to get what it is that they want. And the problem is that parents have just been giving them their things when they whine and complain rather than have them earn them through good behavior or through chores or through studying or whatever it is. So as long as your husband isn't actively undermining you by going to your kid every night and saying, listen, don't do these crazy things because your mom's just trying to control you and she's evil. And unless that's happening, you really don't need your husband's support. Now, it's helpful if your husband will be supportive, all the better. But you don't need his full cooperation. Just as long as he's not purposely and actively undermining you, your child will get committed to it and excited about it, and then it'll totally work. So, and then worst case scenario, if for some reason it doesn't, and your husband's participation, his lack of participation makes it not worth it to you, you can always get your money back. So remember, you're getting $11,767 of value for just $9.97 today. Click the buy button now below to claim your copy, and you're protected by the unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. If for some reason your husband doesn't like it, even if it's helpful, you can still get your money back. I want you to feel safe and protected when you invest today. So let's see. Let's go through some other questions here. So how much time is it going to take a week? That's from Rachel. Well, Rachel, so there's the training. The training is between 1 to 2 hours, and then there's the implementation or the homework, and that can take anywhere from 20 minutes to maybe an hour. But what you're going to find is that when you implement these things each week, it's actually going to save you time. So it requires an upfront investment in time to go through the trainings, and then the time to go through the trainings with your child to do the exercises. For example, in week 1 we talk about how to calm your child. You're going to have these tools that you can use to help when your child's upset. And so you're going to spend time using the tools to help your child calm down, but it's actually saving you time, because instead of your child being upset for 20 minutes and crying and screaming and throwing their toys across the room and not getting anywhere and just being really upset emotionally, you're going to help calm them down in a couple minutes. So it's actually going to save you time. So there's an upfront investment of let's say 2 hours each week, but it actually saves you time, and you're going to see just how much time it saves you. And it's really going to save you a ton of emotional energy, because you're not spending your time fighting with your kid anymore. You're not spending your time micromanaging them, and you're getting a lot less upset as a parent because they're upsetting you less. There's so many emotional benefits to this. I mean, it's going to save you time, and it's going to save you emotional energy, which is just so valuable. So this is $11,767 of value, just $9.97 today. Click the buy button now and invest in your child's future. This is so powerful. Susan wants to know about the super learning techniques. Susan, these are techniques that have been developed by basically people who are super learners, people who learn multiple languages, people who who can memorize a deck of cards, people who remember faces really well. These are techniques that maximize our learning capabilities. And I'll just give you one quick thing. What do you remember better? Do you remember a picture, or do you remember a number? Now, most of you will say picture. Now, why? People say picture's worth 1,000 words. So pictures are easy for us to remember because humans are visual creatures. If you think, we've been living as visual creatures for hundreds of thousands or millions of years of evolution. Words and numbers are very new. They're very new to our brains, and so there's not as much room in our brains to store things like specific words, or to store something like a specific number. And so we remember visual much better. So one way to improve your memory, this is something you can do right away, one way to improve your memory is to create a picture in your mind of what it is that you're trying to remember. So if, let's say you park in a parking space and you're trying to remember where you are. So I recently went to Disney World, and I just did some work there. Disney, what do they do in their parking lot? They label their parking lot characters. Now this makes it much easier, because a character and a picture of a character is much more memorable than just simply lot A, lot B, lot C. And they even have it divided into villains and heroes. And so that makes it even easier. And so if you want to remember something, create a picture of it. And now you could create, for example, if it's an event, you could create a picture of the event. And if you want to help your child study in school, you can create a study sheet that's kind of a picture. So let's say if you're studying biology, and this is kind of off the top of my head, so this isn't perfectly crafted, but here's an example. If you're studying biology, and let's say you're studying fish, you want to think of a picture of a fish, and then the different parts of the gills, and how oxygenated blood flows through the body. You want a picture of that. You don't just want words to describe it. You want to remember a picture, because pictures are much more rich memory. So that's an example of some of the super learning stuff. And this stuff is so powerful. I so wish I'd gotten this earlier in life. And my hope is that these techniques change the education system, because as you know better than I do, that having ADHD kids sit in class all day is not helpful. We need to move. We need to play with things. We need to see things. We need to touch things. We need to ask questions. We need to get up and move our bodies. We want to go play outside and see the sun. And so these learning techniques really allow your child to maximize their brain capacity because the schools aren't doing it. In fact, the schools are engineered, it seems like, to make learning difficult because no first grader wants to sit in a classroom all day, and yet that's what most first grade classes do. So that's just something for the super learning techniques. Okay, Rachel, does that sound good? So we have $11,767 of value for just $997 today. There's the ADHD Success System, the 6-week masterclass, the Food Decision Maker Matrix, the ADHD Time Management Secrets, the Ultimate Persuasion System, the ADHD Homework Helper, and for the first 12 who invest today, the 6-month membership Small Group Mastermind. Now, if those are already gone, we can put you on the wait list, and maybe something will open up. And if not immediately in January, maybe something will open up in February. So if you're even thinking about it, this is such a great value for $997. I mean, $997, that's less than summer camp. And summer camp doesn't promise to help your child really at all. It's basically a babysitter for a week or a month. This is going to change your child's life, and it's going to save you so much time, energy, money, and hassle. This is almost like an easy button to make your life hassle-free and to give your child the tools they need to succeed with their ADHD. And if you have any concerns at all, is backed by my unconditional, completely risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. So go through the first 4 weeks of the course, and if for any reason you're not satisfied, you're not getting results, or you just don't think it's worth it for some reason, you get all of your money back. I would rather have you feel happy with our relationship and how we engaged in business together than to keep your money. I frankly don't care about your $997. I care about helping you. And if for some reason my program doesn't help you, I don't want to keep your money. I would rather have that be our relationship than do you feel like you didn't get a good value for your money, okay? So you are covered by my unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee, $11,767 of value for just $997 today. This is the best investment you can make in your child. So just click the buy button now below and invest in your child's future. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for attending this training. I hope this was helpful to you. And for those of you who have stuck around to the end, just want to remind you, the 4 magic words to immediately end back talk are: use your indoor voice. And we have just an incredible offer today for the new year, $11,767 of value for just $997 today. This could be the greatest investment you make in your child. And just watch this training. You've made a huge step. This is a tremendous step forward. You're doing a great job. And I look forward to seeing you in the masterclass and on the next training. Take care. Bye-bye.